Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Fizan Ali Software Wala, level 1 student at Iran School Islamabad campus. Today we are welcome to another inspiring episode. Today we are honored to welcome dear Tamar Shatrambrands, a licensed clinic physiologist with a remarkable background in occupational therapy, physiology, and whole person mental health care. So let's start. First of all, welcome to our show, ma'am. And could you please introduce yourselves to our viewers?
Hi, I'm Dr. Tamar Shatrambrands. I live in New York. I am a clinical psychologist. I'm a mother of 3 teenagers. I'm married almost 20 years, and I'm very happy to be here.
Okay. So, what inspired you to move from occupational therapy into clinical psychology?
I never liked occupational therapy, although I loved working with the children and the adults that I worked with for over 20 years. I wanted to do something different. I originally thought I wanted to go into medicine, and I decided that that wasn't for me. And my husband suggested clinical psychology. And I looked into it and I thought it would be something that would be very fitting for me. And it turned out that was exactly true. You have no sound.
I again repeat. So, my question from you is that what made you interested in helping people?
I think from the time I was a little girl, it was very, very obvious that I really helped. I loved in helping people. I don't remember this, but my mother told me that when I was in elementary and middle school, I used to be very, very attached to the special education students, especially the kids with Down syndrome. And then I used to like to go spend time in the classroom and help out. So it's just by my nature to be a helping, caring person.
Okay, that's really great. So, what did you learn from working with children?
What I learned from working with children is that they are not adults. In America, we tend to sometimes treat children like they're adults. We talk to them as if they should understand things the way adults do, and that they should just get things. And that's not the case. Children are inexperienced people who are learning, just like adults are learning, but adults have more experience behind them. So I learned in working with children to be very, very kind and compassionate and understanding and patient with not just with myself and with adults, but with especially with children.
Okay, that's really great. So, who inspired you the most in your career? Who inspired
Uh,
you?
it was my husband. It was my husband. He saw that I would probably really enjoy being a psychologist, and he was right. He knows me very well.
Okay, great. So, what do you enjoy most about your work?
What kind of work I do? Most of the work I do is testing children for autism because we have a big autism problem here in America. It's just on the rise. So I diagnose them so that they can get help. The insurance will pay for help if they have a diagnosis from a licensed psychologist. I do psychotherapy, mostly trauma. There's a lot of trauma here in America, depression, anxiety, parenting work, teaching social skills to children and adults. And I also sometimes do with cognitive testing, which is basically children who are struggling in school and they might have some kind of an intellectual deficit. So I will test them, and if they come out as having an intellectual deficit, they can use the results of the testing I report that I do to appeal to their school district for extra help for the child.
Okay, that's really great. So, my next question: what is the best lesson you have learned in your life?
The best lesson I learned in my life is be patient with yourself and be patient with other people. We are human beings. We are not robots. We see what's happening in the world. The world wants to move towards AI and robots. AI and robots are here to help people. They are not here to take over. God created the world for people, not for robots. So, knowing what's coming in the future, we need to be well aware that human beings are not perfect. They make mistakes, and we are here to help each other and support each other. And we must be kind and patient and helpful to one another.
Okay, that's really great. So, what advice would you give to your younger self?
What would I tell my future self?
What advice would you give to your younger self?
The advice I would give myself is the same advice I would give to other people. Be patient with myself, to love myself, accept myself, care about myself. It's very, very important to take care of other people, and I love taking care of other people. I love helping other people, but we're like cars in a way. If a car runs out of gas, is it going anywhere? No. If a human being runs out of gas because they're not eating enough, or they're not eating healthy, or they're not getting enough sleep, and they're not taking showers, and they're not exercising, they are going to run out of gas, and they will not be able to help anybody else around them. So you got to take care of yourself first and foremost before you can help anyone else.
Hey, great. So, what is artism? Artist in simple words.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand your question.
It's a tricky word. What is artism? Art is in simple words. Art is I like art.
Autism. Okay. Autism is a developmental disorder. We're noticing it younger in children. It used to be that we didn't see the signs until they're maybe 4, 5, 6 years old. Now we're seeing it in toddlers. It's a developmental disorder where the child doesn't understand social rules. They may not speak. So a lot of children with autism don't speak, and they can have intellectual issues, but not all children with autism have intellectual issues. They aren't developing the ability to know how to navigate in the society. If they're able to speak, they have trouble with relationships and friendships because they're very rigid in their thinking. To be a good friend, you have to know how to think about what another person's point of view is, and consider their point of view, and be able to sometimes not do what you want to do so that you could help somebody else with what they want to do, and flexibility. So that's really what it is. It's a disorder on a spectrum. Spectrum means that there's all different levels. You can have children who are very, very low functioning, who don't speak, who bang their heads and hurt themselves, and they bite other people, and they don't know how to interact with other people. They don't make eye contact. Those are the lowest functioning. And then you can have people who are adults who never knew that they have autism. They're doctors, they're lawyers, they're engineers. They went to college, they did everything, but they did everything that was expected, but they don't know how to be in relationships. Their marriages aren't going well if they get married. They get into conversations with people and upset other people, but not because they're bad, but because they just don't have an idea of what it is to be a social person with give and take.
Okay, that's really great. So, what do you wish people understood about autism?
I think that there's so much information available now about autism. There's tons of it on the internet. There's tons of symposiums, one of which I'm going to be speaking in September. There's a lot more awareness in the medical professional community. And I think that people need to learn what it is, because it's on the rise. It's not going down. And our society is becoming more understanding and providing more tools to help people with autism be successful. And I think that people need to get on board and find out what autism is. Maybe they have it, and and they need to get some intervention. Um, but they also have to know how to be understanding and knowledgeable about people who have autism, so that when they encounter someone with autism, that they know how to interact with them properly.
Great, I really appreciate. So, what does trauma mean in simple words?
Trauma is any adverse, meaning very difficult or painful experiences that a person experiences in their life, whether in childhood or in adulthood, that changes the way they know how to relate to other people and cope with stress effectively.
Okay. So, how can trauma affect a person?
Trauma can affect a person in every facet of their life. It can make it difficult for them to be able to be in healthy relationships and trust people. It can impair their ability to carry on a job and work and be able to earn a living for themselves. It can affect their ability to be in a loving, intimate relationship through marriage. It can affect their self-esteem. It can affect their basically any area of function, multiple areas of function, or maybe one or two areas of function. It can affect the quality of their life and their ability to function properly within their roles within their life.
Okay, nice. So can people heal after a very difficult experience?
Absolutely. We have a lot of trauma tools here in America, and I typically like to use brain spotting and dialectical behavioral therapy and cognitive behavioral therapy, and it's very effective. I've worked with some people who have made some amazing, tremendous change with the tools that we have in the therapy world to help people process their trauma.
Okay, what does success mean to you in today's world? How can I achieve success in today's?
Success means different things for different people, but overall success means being able to live a full life where you have friendships that are meaningful, where you're able to earn a living, or you're able to live within the means that you already have. It means being able to be not having to constantly rely on other people to take care of you and do things for you. It means having balance.
Okay, nice. So what is the first step towards healing?
To what? I'm sorry.
Towards healing.
The first step to healing is admitting that you're struggling with something and that you deserve to take care of yourself and get help and support yourself and to start taking steps.
That's really great. Exactly. That's so. Why is feeling safe important for healing?
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to ask you to repeat that.
Okay, I again repeat my question. Why is feeling safe important for healing?
If you don't feel safe, how are you going to have the inner strength to admit that you need support, and you also need to do some inner work and outer work to get healing? You have to feel safe to some degree, at least, to be able to have the self-esteem and inner strength to start taking steps towards taking care of yourself.
Okay, nice. So how can family members help someone after trauma?
Family members need to be supportive. They don't need to be directive. That's a problem. A lot of families, they think that they're doing the right thing by basically almost bullying their family member. You got to get help. There's something wrong with, there's something wrong with you. You're struggling. We're having a hard time with you. And they think that they're doing it out of love, and that the person is going to say, oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that you're telling me all the problems I have and how I'm making you nuts. I definitely want to go and get help. That's not what families need to be doing, because if what families are actually doing is pushing the person away from them and wanting them not to get help at all. So family members need to be loving, caring, supportive, consistent. They need to continue, to encourage the person to try and seek help and to try to grow and to do it for their own benefit. But they should not be doing it through guilt tripping, coercing, or pushing.
Okay. So what is the PTSD in simple words?
It stands for post traumatic stress disorder. And basically, what it means in a nutshell is symptoms that the person has a trauma that they are or are not aware of that is causing them to be in distress and have a hard time functioning.
Okay, can talking to someone help with trauma?
And yes, talking to a friend and or to a trusted person and sharing what's hurting you is a step in the right direction. I wouldn't say it's the fullest way to heal. I do believe that therapeutic intervention for the professional is the way that you can fully heal, but it's definitely a start.
Okay. So what message would you give to someone who has lost hope?
Say to them, Don't lose hope. No, that's not really going to work.
It's
No.
my mistake. I will say so.
Yeah. I would say that to a person who has lost hope is just be supportive, be present for them, listen to them, really listen, listen more than you talk, offer them your support, say to them, if I'm here for you. If you want me to be there for you to help you go for therapy or for some extra support, I'm here for you. But just make them know that you're, and let them really feel that you care and that you're there and that you're going to help them every step of the way.
My voice is too slow. That's why you cannot hear me. Okay. I again repeat. What message will you give to someone who has lost hope?
Basically just being supported, like I said earlier. Like, usually people lose hope when they've hit rock bottom, things aren't going well, and they feel like nobody hears or cares. So they just need unconditional love and support. They don't need people telling them what to do. They don't need people telling them, you've got problems. No, they need compassion and care.
Okay. What is the biggest challenge that faced father and mother faced today's world?
Oh, so many. First of all, financial, because money has lost so much of its value and everything is so expensive just for the basics. Both the father and the mother have to work, and it is so unfair to children. They deserve to have a parent home. I grew up with a stay-at-home mother. It was wonderful, and my children did not have that. I've always been pulled in many directions, and I feel for them. I feel that the family unit is really under attack because of the way the world is set up and what's going on in the world. And without the family unit, we can't build people who will continue and to be the next generation that will carry our worlds. And I just think that the family unit in general, which is the foundation of society and humanity, is stretched and stressed beyond belief. And I think and I hope and I see signs that there may be some relief in the near future so that the family unit will once again thrive. But right now, the family unit right now is really under attack and really struggling.
Okay, that's too great. So how can parents better understand their children's?
Oh, you there?
Yes, I am here, but there's something.
Okay. I didn't hear the question, the whole question. Can you please repeat it?
Okay, I again repeat my question. So how can parents better understand their children's?
Spend time with them. Get to know your children. Each of your children is a different, has their own story. They have their own strengths and talents, their own traits, their own amazing gifts. And the only way that you can support your kids is spend time with them, talk to them, go places with them, do things with them, make them your priority.
Okay, I am. My next question from you is that why is listening to children important?
Because children are people too. We tend to think of them as like these little inexperienced, silly beings that don't know what they're doing and that we have to boss around. And it's not the case. They have their own world, their own package, their own experiences. And they have feelings too, and they have ideas, they have opinions, they have beliefs, and they deserve to be treated with respect, just like adults deserve to be treated with respect. And children who adults really listen to and take seriously and validate and consider their points of view grow up the healthiest.
Okay, imagine that you have opportunity to visit any country. So which country did you visit and why?
Oh my goodness, where do I start? I think I'd like to visit Costa Rica. I hear it's beautiful there and warm, but I also hear that the people there are quite amazing and that it's a country that has old fashioned values, which are the values that I grew up with, small town traditional families. And it's a place that I've never been to, and I'd love to see what the culture is like.
Okay, nice. So, how can parents build trust with their children?
You have to spend time with them consistently every day. You have to get to know them. You have to build a relationship with them. If you want your children to trust you, you also have to be consistent. If you say you're going to do something, you got to do it. If you can't do it, you got to say to them, I know I really wanted to do this for you. Maybe we could do it a little bit later. This came up and this is why I can't do it. You have to build the trust every single day. You can't lie to your children. You can't promise them things and then expect that they're just going to get over it. You have to respect their feelings just like you would want your feelings to be respected. You have to treat them like dignified human beings, and you have to show them that they matter to you through your actions, not just through your words.
Yeah, that's really nice. So, what should parents do when they feel stressed?
Parents are always stressed, especially in America. But what parents need to do is take care of themselves, proper diet, getting enough sleep, exercise. They also need to make sure that they're taking time out for themselves to do the things that they enjoy. And they have to get help. The hardest thing for me to do was to get cleaning help. I did not grow up with a cleaning lady. We never needed it. My mother was home and she cleaned the house and she did a great job of it. And as we got older, we helped her. But I was a working woman, so I tried in the first few years to balance everything, keeping the home neat and working and taking care of my children, but I was going nuts. So eventually friends of ours said, you got to get a cleaning lady. I said, what, a cleaning lady? How can I trust someone in my house? They said, but this is what you got to do if you're a working person. And so that's when I started accepting help. I hired a cleaning lady. If I needed more time to myself, whether not even for myself, but just to go shopping for food or to go to a doctor's visit, I got a babysitter. So raising children is not something that just two parents do. It's actually a community event, raising children. So we need to be a community and help each other out and not be afraid to help each other out and not be afraid to accept help so that we can balance everything and really, really raise children the way they deserve to be raised, which is by parents who are not always so stressed that when they're with their children, every minute they're yelling at them and screaming at them, or making the children feel that they're with them, but they'd rather be somewhere else because they're so stressed.
My mother also sleep when they feel stressed. Okay, so how can parents help children feel confident?
Setting an example. Your children are watching you, and they're like mirrors. If you behave a certain way that's not good, and you think your kids are going to not do that, like, for example, if you curse and use bad language, and then you expect your children to not curse by saying, don't curse, not nice to talk like that. They're going to curse because you're doing it. They are sponges. They watch everything we do. How you want your children to behave, how you want your children to grow up, the values, you've got to do them yourself. You got to be a mirror, role modeling exactly what you want for your children to be. Because if you're not doing it, they're not going to do it.
Okay, at the interview last, did you have any advice for viewers, for me and for viewers?
Love yourself, take care of yourself, believe in yourself, never give up when you have a goal. Really, really, really like embrace your family. The family unit is the cornerstone of this world. Be kind, not just to others but to yourself. And just believe every single day that this world is a beautiful world, even with the problems that it has, and it's every day of life is a gift wrapped up in a present.
Okay, how would you describe yourself in 3 words?
Honest, old-fashioned values, and kind.
Great, excellent. Okay, so this was our today's interview. I hope you like it. I meet with new guests next day, next topic. Thank you, and Allah Hafiz. Thank you, man, for giving me your precious time.